Yeah, we're pretty excited. We, this year, for the first time, instead of sending out the entire jury packet with a questionnaire and a notice of jury service, opted to send out instead a postcard that provides a website where jurors can log on and fill out a fillable PDF of the jury questionnaire and actually email it to our office.
All right. Now, how long does, let me put it this way, why did you switch to this particular method as opposed to just keep mailing things out?
Well, it reduces, number one, the postage costs for the county and also for the jurors, and mailing the notice out to the juror, and then also for the juror mailing them back to our office. But it also increases the efficiencies in our office. We receive when we receive the paper jury questionnaire, we update our system, and then we scan all those jury questionnaires into our system and save them so that they're available electronically for the attorneys whenever a trial comes up. So this way, if we receive them electronically, all we have to do is save them instead of scanning them, so it saves a lot of time. We don't have to open the mail. It's just a matter of opening up an email. We can view it on one screen, update our system on the other screen because we have dual monitors, and it's just much more efficient.
Well, now, surely for those who are a little bit concerned with, personal information being saved by government entities, how long is this information saved in your system?
It's actually saved until the next jury term comes up. So as soon as, for instance, this jury term begins September 1st of 2016. So as soon as that jury term begins, then all of our 2015 information is destroyed.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Just a couple things about jury service. What does it take for someone to be able to be I don't want to say disqualified, but to be excused from jury duty?
Well, there are a number of things. If statute allows for a juror to request excusal if there's an undue hardship, there are some examples. For instance, I'm trying to find the actual questionnaire itself online right now, but
take your time there. That's
working
why.
out of town, for instance, that can be a hardship. We don't want them having to travel all the way back to Missoula. If somebody already has plans to go on a trip and they've already booked their fares, certainly the courts don't expect those folks to show up. And so there also are those folks who may have a medical condition that prevents them from being able to sit for long periods of time or to understand what's happening in the courtroom, and those folks with a doctor's certification can request to be permanently excused as well. So
now, are there
any number of reasons.
Are there any particular professions that you would say, I'm sorry, we just can't use it, like law enforcement, attorneys, things like that?
Absolutely not. And one of the reasons is that we don't deal, especially with law enforcement, we don't deal with just criminal jury trials. We also have civil jury trials. And so somebody in law enforcement certainly wouldn't be excluded from a civil jury trial. But there may be judges typically are excused from jury service. Sometimes attorneys will be, but you just never know.
Sure. Now, what happens if we ignore that jury summons and we just, it's just a jury? So what can happen?
Well, by statute, the clerk of court has to certify to the sheriff all those jurors who do not respond to the annual notice, and then the sheriff has a duty to serve those folks and try to get them to respond to the notice.
Okay, so if they actually get a jury summons saying you're due to be at this particular place at this particular time, that's the one you don't want to ignore, right?
It's best not to ignore either, because actually ignoring this annual notice is also by statute, the clerk of court has to certify the failure to respond to the annual notice to the sheriff for service as well.
Okay, so basically, if it comes in the mail or in the email, don't ignore it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. If folks have
and just so you know, there were 10,000 notices that we just sent out for district court. So that we have quite a few to handle. So if folks don't get a response from us immediately whenever they mail or email their jury questionnaire to us, they can rest assured that we will get to it. But it just takes a while to process that many. I
understand. So how about a contact number if folks have questions?
Contact number is our clerk of court office, which is 258-4780.
Perfect.
You can bypass that automated message by pressing 0.